Interesting. Man, that new intro rollout could have gone smoother. And we're back on the build phase. We're going to talk about some card reveals. It feels so foreign to be getting back into talking about card reveals. A lot of things have changed, although, as you might be able to tell, longtime fans of the show, I'm back in the basement. I'm back under the stairs, but broadcasting from Studio B today because it was the only place where, when the kids aren't in school, they make a lot of noise. You know what I'm saying? All right, let's dive into these card reveals. I cannot wait. There's been so much good news coming out of Gen Con to have a big event that people got fired up about again. This is a great time to be a Versus fan. I've been saying that, but now that we're getting more cards, it feels even better. So again, let's dive into, I think this is going to be our final card reveal for WandaVision. That kind of makes sense. This is the third one we've seen. Hopefully we're going to see Wanda's main character here. All right. Marvel Studios WandaVision. Which witch is the Scarlet Witch? Well, I imagine the red one. Is that really the... Are you confused? I guarantee this is just Ben liking the way which sounds in the title. Welcome back to the final episode of the WandaVision preview. So, like I suspected, this is the last... Oh, I love that there's an Agatha all-along plot twist. Yes! Previously, we were introduced to the creator and controller of the Hex, Wanda Maximoff herself. This week, I'm fumbling my mouse. This week, we're drawing back the curtain and stepping behind the camera to see who's really pulling the strings. And it was Agatha all along. Spoilers. Sorry if you haven't watched WandaVision. If you haven't watched WandaVision, you're paying attention to these card spoilers. You're doing it in the wrong order. Okay. Agatha all along. Thanks to Patrick for reminding me last week to pause the slideshow, and I actually remembered this week. No, what? Did I not click it? Okay, so Agatha all along. This is a build phase plot twist. It's villain affiliated. I kind of love the artwork on this. While screen caps are not my favorite way of doing art in Versus, I feel like they've started to get a little better over time, and this one in particular is kind of exactly what you want from an Agatha all along plot twist. This moment in the show was when everybody, oh my goodness, it's Agatha Harkness. Admittedly, you can kind of, anyway, people predicted it. Maybe not me, but people predicted it. So for this to be kind of the scene out of her musical number that is on this particular card, they could not have picked better art. This is perfect. This is absolutely perfect. All right, so what does it do? Is it good in the game? Build phase plot twist. Choose one. Search your deck for one Agatha Harkness supporting character. So if it's a mixed format and we're able to play illustrated, I mean, I know this is a photographic card, but I'm assuming in this preview we're going to see some Agatha Harkness card. At this point in time, I've not seen any Agatha Harkness that isn't an illustrated card. So the idea of searching my deck for an Agatha Harkness, the one that we have in illustrated, isn't that great. I don't know that I would want to run a targeted search card in my deck for her. Obviously, again, that would only be in a mixed format, which almost never happens. So this is all a tangent. Okay, so you search for a supporting character, reveal her, and put her into your hand. You pay two less to recruit Agatha Harkness supporting characters this turn, or put 3+1 counters on an Agatha Harkness supporting character on your side. Okay, so let's tease this out. If you want to use the +1/+1 counter mode, you have to already have the Agatha in play. You're not going to be able to play the Agatha that you search for, I think. Wait, you choose one. Search, reveal her, and put her into your hand. Or, okay, so you can search and get the card into your hand. Stop. That's one effect, one mode of this card. Or you can pay 2 less to recruit Agatha this turn. Full stop. That's mode number 2. Third mode, 3+1 counters on an Agatha. So you're never going to be able to use this card to search for an Agatha and discount her, or search for an Agatha and buff her up. But look at how versatile this is, because if you don't have the Agatha If you don't have the Agatha in play, you can use this to go get her. If you already have the Agatha in your hand, you can use this to put a discount on her. And if you've already got her in play, you're able to buff her up. So no matter what stage of the game, no matter what stage of your Agatha Harkness in why would I? No matter what stage of your Agatha Harknessing you're trying to be at, this plot twist support you. So, unlike other targeted search, you look at something like Wakanda, which lets you search for an equipment. Typically, you run it in your deck because you're looking for a very specific equipment to activate some kind of a combo. Sometimes it's just a general equipment deck, but most of the time, you've got your Wakanda, and then you've got your one of a kind gem that activates your combo or whatever. If you draw those in the wrong order, like if you draw your chimichangas before your Wakanda, if there's nothing else in your deck to search for, Wakanda's kind of a dead card, which leads to a lot of those decks that want to use Wakanda stacking in other like backup equipment so that it prevents it from being a dead card. This card is like if Wakanda said, search for an equipment, or if you've already got the equipment in your hand, play it for cheaper. Or if there's already equipment in play, make it better. This is really, really good, but it lives and dies on the back of how good is Agatha. The other character we've seen that has a targeted search card that also has some versatility was Buffy with her, I think it's called the Chosen One, that either lets you search for another Buffy or ready Buffy that's in play. That's a great card. That card alone is kind of the spine of a lot of different Buffy decks. The Mocklin Divorce deck that I made was essentially that card plus Buffy plus the minigun from Fox. That was the, I think, Monster Mash, or maybe it was the For Fox Sake format. Either way, the only other example of a card that kind of has this like dual modes, one of the modes being targeted search, would be that Buffy plot twist. That card's good. This card seems better. Honestly, I'm real impressed. Top to bottom, I like the name. I like the pulling the theme moment from the name. I like the pulling the theme moment from the show. I like the art they chose, and man, these modes. But all of this is built on a foundation of sand if the Agatha Harkness supporting character isn't something that I want to put into my deck. So this is either going to be an awesome tool or it's going to be a completely wasted opportunity depending upon Agatha. So let's get into Agatha. So this is the main character. So this would only benefit from, I guess you could search up an Agatha Harkness card out of your deck and then you could use it to power up the main character. Possibly. Her stats are not great. So let's set aside Agatha all along for now, and let's just dive straight into this card. Card art's fine. I assume we're going to get some of the cards from the black and white episodes of Wandavision. Not my favorite part of the show, but I mean, it is a part of the show. So this is Nosy Neighbor. At the end of turn, reveal the top card of the enemy deck, then read the title of the card out loud. Huh. Does this not proc if the gentlemen are in play and you can't speak? I mean, no, it would still proc because you reveal the top card, stop, then you read the title of the card out loud. I'm not sure exactly. This last sentence must just be flavor for the nosy part of this text. Okay, so she's a 075. These are not great stats. Well, this is a good defense. Like, we can't argue that 7 defense on a level 1 main character is a pretty big number. 0 attack and 5 health is not, that doesn't feel super great. When an enemy player plays a card with a title you have read out loud with Nosy Neighbor, Agatha gains an XP. Oh, so now this is interesting. So if your opponent is choosing to not play whatever they're top decking, right? And you get to turn 5, and now I play the gentleman, say. So now you can't speak. Now, any cards you see on the top of my deck, you're not able to read them out loud. Now you can't gain XP off them. Now, presumably, any cards you've already read out loud are still locked in prior to the gentleman. I don't know how pertinent that play is going to be, but there is why you have to read it out loud. Biding her time. Okay. So what do you do once you do that? Okay, the art took a step down. I do not like this art panel at all. She she look she looks like she stubbed her toe right before this picture was taken. Okay, so most of the art that we've seen for this set so far, I've been pretty on top of. I almost don't even care that we have to have this big, dumb, ugly Marvel logo thing in the middle of every art panel. This one's a step back. I don't like this one. Okay, but what do you get mechanically? She gets flight range. She was not flight or range first, right? Yeah, so no flight, no range, 0-7. She becomes flight range 6-8 and still at 5. That is a huge upgrade in stats. That's a doubling in stats plus flight and range. That's significantly better. Salem Witch. At the end of turn, reveal the top card of an enemy deck. You may put it into the KO pile. Ooh. A mill MC? Okay. Playing around with. Oh, and Dormammu's the other character that has like a mill effect. Ooh. I kind of got goosebumps thinking about how like mill as an effect in our game is kind of gravitating around like dark magic characters. Like that's kind of a cool theme. I like that. Surrender your magic. Build phase, pay a blue, remove all plot twists in an enemy KO pile from the game. For the rest of the game, you may play those plot twists, ignoring team restrictions. If a plot twist is played this way, or if a plot twist played this way would be put into a KO pile, put it on the bottom of its owner's deck instead. Wow. So there's a lot going on there. Um, so for one, let's say your opponent plays like a powerful one of a kind plot twist, right? Like they use their Lazarus Bowl, say, and then you pay the blue and you take all their plot twists, and now you could play the Lazarus Bowl if you wanted to. Now, there is an element of risk here. Let me start over. In most games, there would not really feel like there was that much of an element of risk here because you're putting that Lazarus Bowl on the bottom of their deck. What's the likelihood they're going to draw down through those cards? Well, the likelihood that they're going to be able to draw down through those cards is higher due to Salem Witch. Now, you're in control of that. You don't have to mill the card. And you can definitely like leave a crappy top deck on top of their deck. Man, I like this. I don't know if this is going to be good. There's a lot to unpack here and kind of think about how prevalent our plot twist is going to be in the format. If this is a strong MC, if it turns out she has a good kit, do people just run less plot twists? There's already decks that run pretty thin on plot twists. So if you think she's going to be like prevalent in the meta, do you just run fewer plot twists so she gets less value out of Surrender Your Magic? In which case, if you're on Agatha's side, what other effects, like are you running Bifrost or whatever to give you other outlets for your blues that you're not going to be able to use on Surrender Your Magic? Uh, there's a lot of good plot twists in Photographic. This is Alter Ego. Thought you'd be glad to see me. The FBI card. I need your help. I need your help remembering the name of that card. There's a lot of things that this could hit, and if it's a plot twist, like her and the Dark Willow seem ridiculous, like just plot twists for days. Oh man, I think I like this main character. I don't know if it's going to be competitive. I got to see a little more, but her level up doesn't seem that bad. It seems kind of hard to stop. Your opponent can mess with it. Like if your opponent just commits to never play a card that you have read the name of, like maybe they won't be able to play around it for the whole game, but they might be able to put this off on you long enough that you've like stacked some wounds and 8 defense doesn't look as good. So this could be like one of those sort of tricksy characters who could potentially facilitate some kind of a combo. If there's something really strong in the meta where people are going to want to hit X card, but like it's a one of a kind plot twist. Well, maybe I can use yours and use mine, and that ups my. Overall, I think I like this card. Wow. Okay, Darkhold. I wasn't ready for another Darkhold. I didn't. I mean, I should. I guess I should have predicted that we were going to get another Darkhold, but uh, I can't. So the book is here, like it's there in the middle. The card art's kind of dark. It maybe there's a rule that Elizabeth Olsen has to be in a certain number of cards. Couldn't we have got one that was just like zoomed in on the Darkhold or something? I don't really like this art as much, but that's okay. Okay, so it's a 2 cost villain affiliated equipment, one of a kind. Malevolent, so it can only be equipped to an evil character, much like the other Darkhold. I like that. Book of the Damned. When you play your first plot twist each turn, draw a card and choose an enemy player to discard a card. Okay, are we going to build a mill deck with Agatha? Like, are we actually going to get to play a mill deck? I mean, I know we have Dormammu, but I mean, okay, despite my excitement about being kind of an old school MTG Millstone fan, photographic does not need more discard. Out of all the things the photographic needed, discard's probably like the least. Between the gunman package, that vulture, various other cards, players already have a ton of ways to attack the hand in photographic. This is just another one. It's kind of narrow. I mean, in the deck where you want to play plot twists, this is generating essentially for you're paying 2 recruit points, and then until your opponent can clear this thing, you're generating like 3 for 1 card advantage. Like you're playing a card, so you're getting whatever the benefit is from that. You're generating another card, so it's essentially if I have 1 card in hand, I play it, so I get the game effect, right? But then I still have 1 card in hand at the end of this chain of events. So it's like I'm getting a card for free, and I'm forcing a card out of your hand. That's great. That's really good. Is it going to stick? I don't know, man. Put this on something behind a wall of Outriders, I guess. Oh, the level 3 for Scarlet Witch. Oh, and she's Villo. Villain and hero. Not Villa. Oh, it's been a long day. All right, so she becomes an 8/8/6 at level 3. If I remember correctly, her level 1 and 2 went 4/5, so she becomes 6 once she gets to level 3. This card art I like a lot. Not only is this panel a good panel, the way it flows with the purple level 3 card frame, I think looks great. This is one of the best cards we've seen in this set, I think. I like this one a great deal. Flight range 8/8. I can think of another main character who has flight range 8/8 and everybody hates because Rogue is too gosh darn good. Unlock potential. Main phase. Pay a green, KO a hex location on your side, and draw 6 cards. Wow. Oh, man. Uh, So it's got to be some kind of a combo that you're fishing for. Like you're not going to just do this because you can do this, because going down a resource, particularly in photo when there's big fatties at the top of the curve like Odin and Surtur and Thanos, like these are all like major threats. Even smaller things on the threat like Mulder and Ego, like you don't really want to be playing games where your opponent is getting to those things faster than you. So going down a resource is a big cost. But if you're looking at, hey, I can win the game this turn if I draw whatever that Wandavision card, I think it was Wandavision actually, that card from last time we got preview, something like that. If I top deck this, I win, and now you get 6 chances at top decking it. Now this is main phase, which sucks a little bit. So you're not going to be able to use this to fish for a supporting character. Like if you miss your drop, it's too late to be able to take advantage of this. So this is going to specifically be a way that you're searching for locations to pitch from hand to pay for other superpowers or important plot twists. And frankly, Alter Ego is a plot twist. Now all of a sudden you have 8 attack stealth on turn 4 or 5, whatever it is. Uh, this feels good. This feels strong. The cost is significant, but 6 card, man. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play one. Oh, is that it? Is that so? We don't even get to see the fact that you gave me a level 1 and 2 Wanda last time and didn't give me the level 3. It sucked. It hurt my heart. And the fact that you have now given me the Agatha Harkness supporting character plot twist, and you're not going to let me see the Agatha Harkness supporting character. This is you're hurting my heart. It's Vito. This is the Actually, this is really good. This is a great way to build hype. You know, randomly picking a few cards to not reveal in the spoiler article, like that isn't going to necessarily build hype. This makes me even more pumped because I'm looking for a specific thing in the box. Uh, we still don't know what the Vision main character looks like. That's going to play a big role in how good the Scarlet Witch, the Wanda Maximoff. Oh, that's another thing. She goes from Wanda Maximoff to being called Scarlet Witch at the end, which yeah, everybody already knew that, but like when it happened in the show, I was like, they called her the Scarlet Witch, and my wife said we already knew that. That's not. I think that's very cool. I love that the theme fit in that way. I like Agatha Harkness's main character. I love what she's going to be doing mechanically. I have a hard time. So historically speaking, decks that want to focus on just wrecking what the other player is doing aren't always that good in versus. Versus, because we have attacker initiative where I get to pick which of your defending characters I get to attack. I get to attack with my stuff the turn it comes out. This is a much more drawing two cards a turn. This is a much more present, pressuring game than something like Magic, where defender has initiative and gets to choose what they want to block with, and the pace at which you're able to kind of set up combos and hide behind things is much slower and more consistent in a game like Eternal, uh, where I really get to decide. Like, if you don't have something that lets you target my character, I can keep somebody alive forever. Whereas in Versus, I have to figure out ways to get in your way. I have to slow you down. So it's a much more attacker oriented, attacker centric game, which means combo decks and disruption decks, historically speaking, have a much harder time finding their footing, but I'm looking forward to trying. Wow. Very impressed with all these cards. Even if some of the art wasn't my favorite, uh, this has been just another home run as far as excitement building for this set. Man, I wish we would have had these like months ago so I could have been thinking about this all this time already. I am so excited. Did they give us a release date? Oh, soon. Come on, man, soon. All right. Well, we'll see you soon. Go win some games.